Religion played a very important role in the daily life of ancient Rome and the Romans. It dates back many centuries and over time grew increasingly diverse. As different cultures settled in what later became known as Italy, each brought their own gods and forms of worship. This made the religion of ancient Rome polytheistic, in that they worshipped many gods and spirits. There were two areas of worship, the public and the private. Public worship involved worshipping the emperor to ensure economic prosperity and success in war. Private worship took part in the home, where household gods would be worshipped daily. The religious leader was called Pontifex Maximus. Emperors understood the central importance of religion to their lives of the Romans and used it for their own good. Augustus appointed himself as a chief priest, or Pontifex Maximus, and used the appearance of Halley's Comet to claim that he was himself the Son of God. Roman religion accepted the gods of all the nations that composed the empire. The principal Roman divinities were the Olympic gods such as Jupiter, Juno, Mars, Minerva, Neptune, Vesta, Apollo, Venus, Ceres, and Diana. These were the numerous secondary gods. Temples were built to worship the gods throughout the Roman Empire, and each family home would also have a small altar and shrine.
The Roman religion was practical. Every Roman god had something to do and some useful duty to perform. Many of the secondary deities were created by the bishops, which today are referred to as the Pope, for their own purposes or ideas, like hope, fear, peace, justice, and compassion. In the Roman religion, every job and every household activity has its supervising gods or goddesses. The powers of nature were also worshipped, like the sun, the moon, and the stars. Religion included many superstitious rites and ceremonies, such as interpreting the will of gods by studying enchantment, the flight of birds, and the behavior of animals, interpreting dreams and natural amazement. Roman religion and politics were linked. There were two types of priests: pontifices, who controlled the state religion; augurs, who interpreted dreams, omens, and oracles. Priests called augurs practiced horoscopies, which involved reading the intestines of animal sacrifices, and augury, which involved interpreting the behavior of birds. The Roman religion practiced various ceremonies, which included blood sacrifices. The Vestal Virgins were the Roman priestesses of Vesta and were appointed by the Pontifex Maximus to keep the sacred flame lit and safe, and therefore kept Rome safe.
Religion was taken very seriously by the Romans, and one day in 4 was set apart for the worship of particular gods and were celebrated by feasts, games, and sacrifices. Religion played a great role in its society, and it was involved in almost every aspect of the life of a Roman citizen. It was common for each house to have its own patron god, and on special occasions the head of the house would make a sacrifice to the personal gods of the family. Also, great festivals were usually held in honour of these certain gods and would include spectacles like chariot races and gladiatorial fights. In summary, the ancient Romans had a practical attitude towards religion. This perhaps explains why they had difficulty believing one powerful God. Their religion was not based on any central belief, but a mixture of fragmented rituals, taboos, superstitions, and traditions, which they gathered over the years from a number of sources.
To the Romans, religion was a less spiritual experience than a set relationship between mankind and the forces which were believed to control people's existence. For the Romans, religion was a force that bound families together, bound subjects to their ruler, and bound men to their gods. This they believed would bring prosperity for themselves and families and communities.